Hi, it's Nørgaard. So today we're doing a new declutter video. So last time I did my large eyeshadow palettes, so today we are going to do small eyeshadow palettes. And this is going to be part 1 because I do have another drawer full of smaller eyeshadow palettes. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get started. So just like last time, I'm going to start from out here and work inwards. So first up, we have this sleek palette. It looks like this. It's called the Ultra Mattes. It is a beautiful all matte eyeshadow palette with really bright colors. And I'm going to keep this palette. Then we have another sleek palette. This one is called Acid. It is so freaking pretty. It has neon colors in here. So neon green, neon orange, neon yellow. A beautiful, beautiful palette. I love it. I'm going to keep it. Then we have this MUA palette. This is called Fire Vixen. I recently got it. It's a really pretty palette. It's kind of a combination of some very warm colors and some more cool colors. So it's very interesting. And yeah, I'm going to keep it. I also have this more neutral palette from MUA. This one is called Heavenly Neutral. So it's rather light. It doesn't have a whole lot of dark colors. And I have used this a bit, but not a lot. It's a pretty good palette. I'm going to keep it. Then we have this MUA palette. It is the Spring Break palette. This is pretty old. I got it as a gift. I don't use this at all anymore. It's just too old. But since it was a gift, I have a hard time parting with it. So I'm going to keep it just for nostalgic reasons. Then we have this palette by Maybelline, the Rock Nudes. This is a really pretty like Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette dupe. I'm going to keep this. Then I have another Maybelline palette. This is called the 24 Karat Nudes. So the colors look like this. And yeah, it looks pretty. It's been a while since I've last used this palette. So yeah, I'm going to keep this. Then we have the classic The Nudes palette, which I'm also going to keep. And then we have the blushed nudes. And this is really pretty. I'm going to keep this. Then we have the 10 out of 10 eyeshadow palette by W7. So it looks like this. It has all shimmery colors. It has some neutrals and then a few pops of color. This one is pretty and I do like the eyeshadows. And I did do a look with this palette. It's not a very versatile palette because it doesn't have any mattes. Everything in here is rather shimmery. So yeah, I think I'm going to declutter this one. And then we have another 10 out of 10 eyeshadow palette by W7. This one is the neutral version. So this one comes with a lot of browns in the same kind of shade. As you can see, they're all different tones of brown, but they're all kind of like light brown colors. These two are kind of, you know, lighter than the rest, but everything else is pretty like light to medium. Yeah, this palette has matte and shimmer, so it's pretty handy. I'm going to keep this. Then we also have this little e.l.f. eye transformer. So it comes with 4 different colors. They almost look identical. They kind of just look white. But when you put them on top of like a cream eyeshadow or another eyeshadow, or if you put them on top of other products, they will kind of transform. That's why it's called the eye transformer. So this one will look more green, this one will look more yellow, this one will look more pink, and this one will look more blue. It's actually really pretty and fun, and I'm going to keep it for now. Then we have Wet n Wild's Comfort Zone. This is a classic. It's so pretty. I love this. So Comfort Zone now comes in a different palette. It looks slightly different. And I actually prefer the old version, this version. I think it works better. So yeah, I'm going to keep this. Then we have Urban Decay Naked Basics 2. So it looks like this. I'm sure most of you are familiar with what Urban Decay's Naked Basics palettes look like. So this one is all cool tones. It's really pretty. It's all matte. I'm going to keep this. Then we have the Major Matte palette from W7. This is a pretty new one in my collection. So it looks like this. It has, whoops, it has beautiful matte tones. And this is a dupe for a Too Faced palette. This one is really good quality. It's really pretty. I'm going to keep it. Then we have the In the City palette. again W7. And this one is a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked Basics. This one is a really good dupe, and I'm going to keep it. And then we have the W7 in the Mood, and this is a dupe for the first Urban Decay Naked Basics palette, and I'm also going to keep this. Then we have these 3 new little eyeshadow palettes by W7. They're called Bare All. And these are, of course, dupes for the Huda Beauty, well, I don't even know what they're called, but the Huda Beauty little neutral eyeshadow palettes. I have not used any of these, I just got them recently. I think they're so pretty. I'm definitely keeping these, of course. Then I have 2 Technique palettes. These are also dupes for Huda Beauty palettes. So they look like this. So this one is more neutral and this one is more like jewel toned. I have not used either of these, so I'm going to keep both of them. And then all of these palettes with the colorful tops. These are all Beauty Glazed palettes, and these are all dupes for Huda Beauty. So the 3 here in the front are all dupes for the Neon palettes. Keeping these. And then the rest are just dupes for like the color palettes, where like this is like maybe the pink palette, the purple palette, I don't know. This one is the green. Then we have the kind of like neutral or more orangey. And then we have the red. And finally we have the blue. And I'm going to keep all of these. Then I have this Physicians Formula little shimmer strip. This is the Pop Hazel Eyes. I also did a tutorial using this. I think I'm going to declutter this. Just because it's not super versatile. Because again, it only has shimmery colors. The quality is okay. It's not the best quality, it's not the worst. But yeah, it's just not something that I'm like super excited about. So I'm going to declutter this. Then I also have these 2 Wet n Wild palettes. These are dupes again for the Urban Decay Naked palettes. So this one is the Urban Decay Naked 3 and this one is the original. As you can see, I don't think I have even used these. So yeah, I'm going to keep them, try them. Then we have some Essence eyeshadow palettes. So we have this little one, it's called How to Make Bright Eyes. Then this one is called How to Make Nude Eyes. This one is How to Make Smoky Eyes. And finally this one is How to Make Matte Eyes. And yeah, I'm going to keep all 4. Then I also have this Mountain Calling eyeshadow palette by Essence again. So it looks like this. It has this little pop-up. So this little house pops up. I think that is rather cute, even though that of course means you won't get a mirror in here. And yeah, this is what the colors look like. So we have like 3 neutral colors and like 3 pops of color. Everything in here is shimmery. And honestly, this is not my favorite palette. Yeah, it's not much to it. I'm going to declutter this. Then we have 3 little Maybelline palettes. So this is Blue Drama, this is Coral Drama, and then we have Pink Drama. These are pretty cute and pretty okay quality actually. The blue one is actually really good quality. I really like this palette or quad. Yeah, I'm going to keep these for now. And then we have the Wet n Wild Poster Child eyeshadow palette. This is so pretty. I love this for like matte, bright, pigmented eyeshadows. So I'm also keeping this. Okay, so moving back here. So I have this Bronze Queen eyeshadow palette by W7. And this one is absolutely beautiful. I love the colors in here. I love the textures. The mattes are great. Especially this gold shimmer color is so beautiful. This one I'm going to keep. And then I have 5 eyeshadow palettes by e.l.f. So this is the Everyday Smoky. It's so freaking pretty. I'm going to definitely keep this. Then we have the Prism eyeshadow palette. This is also so pretty and great quality. I'm also keeping this. Then we have Kneaded Nude. Again, so pretty. I'm definitely also keeping this. Then we have the all matte palette called Summer Breeze. This is also so pretty and so good quality. I'm going to keep it. And then finally we have the original Matte for Matte palette. Definitely prefer the Summer Breeze, but this one is still pretty and good quality, so I'm also keeping this. Then I have two eyeshadow palettes by L'Oreal. So these are the La Palette Nude. So this one is the more rosy version, and this one is the more traditional brown. And I am keeping both of these. Then I'm moving on to my W7 palettes. So first of all, we have the Up in Smoke. So it looks like this. It has a ton of like gray colors and then a weird like pink pop. It is mainly shimmery. I feel like maybe this color on the end might be matte. But yeah, I'm going to declutter this. It's not my favorite quality, and also it's just not my favorite colors, and it just doesn't excite me. So I'm going to declutter this one. Then we have this beautiful purple palette called In the Night. So it looks like this. I love these colors. I'm going to keep this. Then I have the Pretty Please eyeshadow palette by W7. Everything in here now is by W7. This is also so beautiful and great quality. This is like a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette. So I'm keeping this. Then we have Blazing, which is a dupe for the Naked Heat. I'm keeping this. Then we have In the Buff, which is a dupe for the Naked 3, and I'm also keeping this. And we have In the Nude, which is a dupe for the Naked 2. I'm keeping this. And then we have In the Buff Lightly Toasted, which is a dupe for the original Naked palette. I'm also keeping this. And then finally we have these two eye cushion palettes. So this one is called Dreamer. And these colors are so much fun because they are cushiony, so they are like bouncy if you put your finger in them, like this. I really like these colors. I love the color on the end here. It has like a green shift to it, and I love the bright pinky red. And yeah, I'm going to keep this palette. And the other one is called Starlight. This one is a little more neutral. It's not as interesting, I don't think, but it's still a pretty good palette. And I'm going to keep it. So that was all. Now I'm going to clean this up and put the palettes back in here. So yeah.
My gypsy girl, something to myself. She wants wider. She be money on my place. She looking on my eye order.
Okay, here we have the finished result. So I have laid out my palettes in such a way that it should be easier for me to like determine which palettes are which. Because if you have too many of just all black palettes standing next to each other, you're not gonna know which palettes are which, you know what I mean? So now I know the palettes in the back here are all my e.l.f. palettes. And then I have my Maybelline, then I have my W7, more W7, makeup, MUA, then I have e.l.f., then I have Wet n Wild, then I have W7 and Wet n Wild again. Because beforehand I never really used my all black palettes just because I didn't know which palette I was gonna grab. You know, like if you don't see it, if it's not visible to you, you're just less likely to use it, you know? So in this way I hope this will kind of encourage me to grab for my black palettes more often. Because like these palettes are very distinguished, you know? I know if I grab this palette I'm gonna do a green look. Or if I grab this it's gonna be like cherry. If I grab this it's gonna be like Urban Decay Naked 1 kind of dupe, you know? But like any of these, I won't have any idea what colors I'm getting. So hopefully by setting it up like this, I'm going to make it easier for myself. That's the plan anyway. And here I have my decluttered items. So I decluttered 4 eyeshadow palettes, which I think is pretty good for me anyway. I know some people think it's too little, but I'm doing baby steps. But yeah, let me know what you think of this declutter down below. And don't forget to thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And you can also click the bell to get post notifications. So that is all. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'm really glad you are enjoying these declutter videos. So yeah, I'll see you in my next video. So take care and bye bye. She on me, yeah, not so